everybody, and welcome to episode 156 of the Let's Play world. You can see I got me a little parrot friend here over in the jungle, and I'm in this little kind of grassy space trying to grow some spruce. Right over there, you can see the island where we were doing the work on our ship battle, and I want to run over there real quick and show you some of the work that I did between episodes. So this is what we worked on before, and you can see I've started to kind of flesh out a little bit of a box for an additional tower that I want to include in this fort. So this we will fill in similar to what we did over here, and then I hope to kind of connect them and make this kind of our front door, and we might do a little tiny dock here so that we can get in and out. Other thing I did between episodes is I put a couple of torches out in the water, and I think that is where I want the boats to be. So we'll have one right about there and one right about there. I'm just gonna hang out for a little bit, let my spruce tree grow up so we can get some more spruce wood, and then we'll get to work on building some boats. I want to give a little bit of a progress report on how I'm doing here because I'm doing really good. I've got one of the boats almost completely finished, and I've got the exterior of the fort pretty well finished as well. So here you can see we're below deck on the first boat, and if we climb this little ladder, we'll end up on top here. Got a nice big orange sail, which I think looks really cool. And I'm thinking I want this to be the smaller of the two boats. I think I want the other boat to be bigger than this one. This one is pretty fair sized. I think it's similar to the size of the boat that we built over by our old base. So yeah, something bigger I think would be awesome. And then I finished up this big tower here. It's just a big box. There's nothing really going on inside. I lit it up so we don't get things spawning in there, and then I kind of dug through to this side so we can get back and forth here. And you can see I did a little bit of a dock so we have somewhere to land, and then we can run up there and use the bed or use the chest, things like that. You'll notice I left 3 of the windows open, and I got a suggestion from Auntie Nick to do some cannons, and I think that would be a really cool look. I think the cannons would look pretty awesome on the boat as well. I saw somebody do something like this once, where they put a couple of anvils, and then what they did is they put like wheels, like so. I think that's going to work. this sort of texture is really convincing as far as the cannon. So we put a couple here and we put some in the windows there. We could even use like cobwebs to do the kind of smoke thing. And depending on how this other boat looks, I might do some damage here as well. Make it look like the battle is well underway. Maybe some smoke from campfires and things like that. We'll just have to see how it all comes together. We take to the air and look at it from afar. The boat looks pretty cool, I think, right? That's a good looking little boat. And then that fort, it's pretty formidable. I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, I think that's going to work great for cannons. Right? That's a cool look. So one boat down and one to go. So I've got all of the cannons installed on the lower deck. I ran out of iron, so I need to go over to the iron farm and get some more to do the upper deck. But you can see this is a much, much bigger ship. When we walk up to the upper deck, see we've got the cannons here going down the side. Like I said, still need to do that side. And I've got 3 sails here. And I tried to do something kind of organic, make it look like it's tore up a little bit. And it took a lot of trial and error. I'm pretty happy with it, I think. I have kind of like a little crow's nest up there. The rigging, I made this 1 level down so nothing can spawn here. And again, this is where the other cannons are going to go. And then the fort, I was saying that I wanted it to look kind of battle damaged. You can see it looks real battle damaged. I've got like a big old hole in the wall there. There's fire, there's smoke. Looks really, really cool. We take off up into the air. Take a look at it from up here. Yeah, that boat is gigantic. And you can see the fire and the damage to the building. I think that looks super cool. And that boat, yeah, is pretty formidable. I was building and a lightning storm started, so I just did like a pillar of stone, put a lightning rod, and then removed the pillar. And I don't want these to burn down. I would be really sad. So that's why that is there. And I think we could probably do some similar kind of damage like we've got going on here to the boats. The tricky thing, of course, is these are all made of wood and wool, which are both super flammable in Minecraft, so might have to get a little bit creative. Okay, big reveal. The fort, we got the battle damaged boats. Fire, there's smoke. See the wood and the sails are all charred. I think it looks really cool. The fort looks pretty tore up. Yeah, that looks cool. That looks great. Very, very cool. This build was a viewer suggestion from the Blaine Train, and if you've got ideas for builds, leave them in the comments. I'm always looking for new ideas. Boats are not easy to build. They're a weird shape. I'm pretty happy with how both of these turned out. It's really interesting, like with the rigging and stuff like that, to try to, scale it to Minecraft size, because you can only go as small as a block. And so things like rope or the sails, tricky to do for sure. See if I can land in the crow's nest here. Like a pro. Nice. Well, like I said, I'm really pleased with this. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to head back to base and we're going to check and see how the wool farm is doing. So over here at the wool farm, I've been letting it run for a bit. I got all of the tracks installed all the way up to the base here. And right now I have 4 sheep in that quadrant. And you can see I've started to work on the second quadrant here. With those 4 sheep running, I have, I think, just a couple stacks of wool. Yeah, so you can see we got 64 and 57. So not super fast, but if we just let it keep going, 1 quadrant in a day will give us a couple of stacks. That's not a bad start. And, you know, I'm trying to be realistic about how much wool do I actually need, you know? Maybe I could put 6 sheep in there and that might speed it up a little bit, but we don't need to put like 20 sheep in there because I just don't need tons and tons of wool. The other thing is this little cart that runs up to the base, every 6 times the farm is harvested, it makes its journey. And I could slow that way down. You know, we're basically getting 1 stack every time this thing takes off. So, you know, I could make it so it only took off once every 50 times or something like that, and then the minecart would be more full. Just some things to think about. I'm going to keep letting it run, continue our little experiment, and see how much wool we get out of that. Last thing I want to do today is I want to lay out the circle that's going to be the wall around our base. I had mentioned that I was thinking about doing a circle that connected all of the farms, but I think it'd be cooler looking if the circle was slightly smaller so that the farms were still outside of the wall in the forest. So I've done a little bit of math. I think I want to do the wall in deep slate because I think that would kind of match what we're, you know, doing here. It seems in my estimation that the part we've built is deep slate. The blackstone is a natural or maybe unnatural element, but it's not something that we've built. And so if we were to build the wall would be deep slate also. I found a circle generator, and I think, from what it's saying, to go once around this circle, it's going to take 8 stacks. I think I know the math, but I'm pretty nervous because if I mess up one part of this circle, it's going to be really tricky to figure out where I made the mistake. But we'll give it a shot, and we'll see how it goes. That is a big circle. You can see here where the netherrack is. That's where I started. And it kind of works its way around like this, out to that post. And then it continues working around. And then in this direction, same deal. Kind of works around like this and all the way around. So still a little bit of space between the wall and our farms. And still preserves a lot of that wildness out there. But if we were to clean up everything inside, we'd have a lot of space to work with. There's a couple of places, I think it's over here, where there's some caves and chasms and things like that. So a few things we're going to have to overcome. Similarly, over here, it got real hilly at one point, and we'll have to either terraform that or figure out something. So this is going to be a cool project, and I'm excited to work on it. Definitely going to need more deep slate for sure. And to finish off today, I just wanted to ask y'all a question, see who sticks around to the end of the video. So right now I have netherite armor that's trimmed in blue, and I just like the blue. It's a color I wear in real life a lot, matches my eyes, but you can see on my little guy here, the 13 is red and my elytra is red. Should I change my armor trim to red? Leave me a comment, let me know what you think. We have a lot of other bits of armor we've picked up, and it would be cool to start trimming it and using it as decoration and that sort of thing. And that's where I'm going to wrap this one up. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had fun. Please like and subscribe if you want to follow along on the adventure, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.